Welcome back, everybody. Today we have something really special. You've heard me talk about the Sonus faber Lumina line a few times now for the Lumina I, the Lumina III, and then the Lumina II. But now it's time to do the king of the bunch. This is the Lumina V. But what's going on inside of this speaker also sets it apart a little bit from the others in the line as well, as Sonus faber is doing some cool things with the crossover, and on this product you're getting the largest woofers for the most bass and the most output. And I decided to feature the piano black finish today because it is drop dead gorgeous, but of course all three of them are. So let's dive into the Lumina 5, figure out why this is such a wonderful product and a personal favorite of mine and of many of us here at Gramophone, and why so far we've seen our customers just absolutely love them. But before we get into it, of course, don't forget to subscribe to the Gramophone channel, click the bell icon down there so you don't miss out on anything. And here is your question of the day. What Sonus faber product do you think is the most gorgeous? Personally, I think it's the Maxima Amateur. Few things I think are more precious than music, because music to us is basically therapy. And it's one of those things that can make you sit down, take a break from our million-mile-an-hour lives, and just enjoy the still and live in the moment. Music is about being present, and the Lumina series takes that Sonus faber DNA, which is built all around that concept really for all of their products, but brings it in a package that gives you the best of it. It's luxurious, yet it's minimal, but it's still natural. And that is what the Lumina product stands for. And they started with their Lumina I bookshelf and their Lumina III tower. They were so successful, they introduced the Lumina II bookshelf, which was a little bit larger, and now the largest of the bunch, the Lumina 5 tower. So let's talk about what the Lumina 5 is packing on the technical side, and then I'll tell you about my experience with them. As you can see, this is a pretty decent sized tower speaker. I'd say about a mid-sized tower, where the Lumina 3 was a smaller tower. Here we got the 1.1-inch silk dome tweeter that Sonus faber is famous for. This is the damped apex dome. It's my favorite silk dome. It's the most expressive. I think it makes some of the best detail I've ever heard come out of a silk dome, while maintaining what silk domes are strong at, which is being smooth and unfatiguing. Being unfatiguing is a big part of the Sonus faber philosophy, by the way. Moving on to the mid-range, this is a 6-inch mid-range. It's made out of a cellulose, so it's basically like a very high-grade paper bordering on wood pulp. It's a natural material, much like the silk, and we also have the same cellulose in the woofers, except these are a little bit larger at 6.5 inches. The cabinet on these speakers is very special. These are all handmade in Italy, and on the front you've got a natural slab of wood, in this case finished in the piano black lacquer, which looks phenomenal. And all around the body of the speaker, save for the very back panel, it is wrapped in real leather. And inside this cabinet you have excellent bracing, a very solid design. Even in this so-called entry-level product, the work that goes into it is just so meticulous. But inside the Lumina 5, the crossover network is pretty special as well. Sonus faber is using something here that the other Luminas don't quite see, and it lends to the speaker having a little bit better transparency and clarity than, say, the Lumina 3. That's an essential part of speaker design, and Sonus faber brought out the big guns for the Lumina 5. This is good quality passive electronics inside this cabinet, and it's going to top most of what you'll see in this price range. I like these bottom port designs because they interact less with the rear wall in the room, whereas some speakers, if you got to shove them really close to the wall and they've got a rear port, it can sometimes cause some issues. Finally, this is a 4 ohm nominal speaker, so you would want to make sure your amp can handle 4 ohms. And on the back, you're going to hook them up either with bare speaker wire, with spades, or with banana plugs. This is a 4-post speaker, meaning you have 4 binding posts, so if you want to do bi-wiring, bi-amping, all those different solutions, you can. But they also include a great pair of bridges out of the box for connecting the 2 pairs of binding posts together, so you can just run them with a single pair of cables, no problems whatsoever. And that about does it for the feature set of the Lumina 5, but let's talk about hearing these guys. Listening to them, everything sounds the way pretty much that it's supposed to be, but with maybe just a little bit of sugar sprinkled on top, in the sense that voices sound romanced, wooden instruments in particular are just so vibrant in character. High frequencies are detailed, yet still smooth enough to not bother you or fatigue you over a long period of times. And the bass is textured and supple. The Lumina 5 is unique because I believe this is not only going to be the beginning of so many people's hi-fi journey, but in an equally good way, it might be the end of some others because it is just that good. You could start at this speaker and eventually move on to higher things, but always remembering how good of a start you had with the Lumina 5 and how really you could have kept it and still been satisfied. And for many, that is precisely what will happen. They will hear this speaker say, that is it, that is everything I could want, and they would not be wrong. It has so much to deliver. If you're ready to take home one of the best experiences that I think you can have in this hi-fi world, regardless of any price point, click that link down below, head on over to skybygramophone.com. Free shipping, secure checkouts. You can pick up a pair of Lumina 5s for just under $2,800. And of course, stop by the showrooms. We have a ton of Sonus faber on display. It's one of our most favorite things to demo, which I'm sure you can gather why after listening to this video, and we'd love to show it to you as well. So swing on by. You'll find us in Timonium, Columbia, and Gaithersburg. And while you're out, hit up our Kitchen Design Center in Hunt Valley for inspiration on your next home project, because what they have is beautiful. All right, team, hit that like button if you had a good time today. Chat with me down in the comments. Don't forget the question of the day. And of course, thank you for watching. And dare I say, you probably had a pretty good time because I know I did, and I always do with Sonus faber, and particularly with these great Lumina 5s. Be seeing you.